Okay, so we're back at it. How to approximate a square root to the nearest tenth without a calculator, part 2. All right, so remember, we left off right here when we were looking for the square root of 28. We knew what the possible answers were. We'd figure out our fraction, right, which is that, of course, first distance over the total, right? So now how are we going to transition from our mixed number to our decimal, right? Well, again, we've been practicing changing a fraction to a decimal. That's all we have to do. This is that skill we practiced, and this is the reason. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Remember, top number goes inside. Add your 2 zeros after the decimal point because you know we're rounding back to the tenths. Here we go. 11 into 3, 0, but into 30 sounds like 2. So I write 0.2, keeping those decimals lined up perfectly. 2 times 11 gives me 22. I subtract, right? Now you got to subtract that 22. That gives me 8. One more division to go, so I just bring down that 0, right? Bringing that down. 11 into 80, that sounds like 7. 7 times 11 is 77. And remember, I'm done right there, people. Do not have to go any further. I'm just rounding to the 10th so I can stop at the 100th. So there I am at the 10th. I check out my friend the 100th, the 7. What does that say? Oh, that's more than 5. Round it up to 0.30, and we know that is simplified as 0.3. So that is our decimal that goes with that fraction right there. So remember, this is really our answer, right? That when we put this together, approximate that square root, which is what? Square root of 28 to the nearest tenth, it's 5.3, right? And that's all it is. So if we refer back to what we did previously, right? We take that answer. Where do we actually say? Let's look at our number line, right? We said it was closer to 5, so we knew that was in that first section, right? Here were our possible answers, right? We knew it was right there at 0.3, and that was one of our possible answers that we had selected previously, right? So we knew right where it was going to be. It ended up right there at 5.3, and that's the best approximation to the nearest tenth of the square root of 28 without a calculator. So we're going to take the next step right now on the slides and the practice so we can really pound this home and understand this completely. Here we go. Let's go do some practice.